this isn't exactly what I had in mind when I decided to restart my vlog. It's on a different channel, bit of context possibly. So anyway, I'm Nathan. I've been on YouTube for about 8 years with a gaming channel, which I wouldn't definitely call successful in any stretch of the imagination. I've got just over 10,000 subscribers, but not a huge amount of views all the time. It's usually around 900, 1,000 views per video, so not successful, but not completely dreadful as well. So I've had that for a while. I occasionally do vlogs and that sort of thing on there, and I've done whiskey reviews and tech reviews and things like that, but what I've wanted to do for a while is make my channels more specific to what they are. So the gaming channel, just have gaming, and if I'm doing reviews, do a review channel, and vlogs, have a vlog channel. I've actually linked all my previous vlogs in this one as well, so if you want to see the old ones you can as well. So anyway, I digress. So at the end of last year, December, in fact end of December, I became 50, and my original idea was, well, now I'm 50, why not talk about it? You know, the struggles, what have I found to be a little bit harder than I expected, you know, the aches and pains. Does 50 still mean that you're a bit old? Like when I was a kid, 50 was old. You look at Cocoon and all that, you know, it's quite, a lot of people said, you know, Wilfred Brimley and people like that look like old men at 50. Now 50 isn't the same thing. So do we have the aches and pains? Is it, you know, have I reached the top of the hill and I'm going down the other side? That's what I wanted to do, but life got in the way a little bit, and lots of stuff at work and family and everything else. So it's now, what, June, and I haven't made the vlog yet. So I've been toying with the idea, what do I start the vlog with? And I decided recently, going on holiday and so on this year, and I decided, why don't I try and look after myself? Lose a bit of weight, get back into exercise, and that sort of thing. So I've got a home gym, and I enjoy all that sort of thing, and you know, sort myself out, so my clothes fit better, and I'm a bit happier with myself. So that's what I plan to do. Then today happened, as you can tell in the title and the description. So I was in work, got called into a meeting, and got informed my position is no longer required. They're going to make me redundant. Yes, redundant at 50. How do I feel about that? Mixed. Part of me is like, oh shit, what do I do now? I'm 50, I've got all these bills, I've got everything else. You know, my son's turned 18 recently, got his first car. I've gone on holiday in the summer, cruise for the first time. It's not like, you know, we're rich or anything, but me and my partner, we both got kids that have now grown up. So this will be our first kind of adult holiday, going with my parents as well. You know, I'm very lucky to still have them at my age. So, you know, they've always loved cruises, so they want to take us along. So we've been saving up and paying it off, and you know, so that's all great. But now I've lost my job. It's like, oh shit. For a while, I've kind of thought maybe I should look for a different job. So I actually work in a school at the moment as a data manager. So I do a lot of statistics and analysis and the website and social media and just kind of lots of different bits and pieces and IT support, and you can imagine anything could be under data, can't it? So that's what I've done for a while. But in the school itself, we're in special measures for a while, since before I started. I've only been there sort of 3.5 years, kind of, well, just about 3 years, something like that anyway. Somewhere around 3 years I've been there. And they were in special measures the whole time. They just come out of special measures, and obviously now they have to worry about budgets, and unfortunately I'm quite expensive. So I'm the first to go, because admin will always go before, you know, education staff, which I understand. So part of me is like, yeah, it makes sense. You know, I kind of should have think it was coming, but try not to, if you know what I mean. So that has happened today. It's a little bit of a long process. There's a consultancy period where you have meetings, because it's obviously working for the council, working in education. So they'll see if there's any other positions I can fill within the council and that sort of thing. So that's you know, a couple of weeks of that. And then they decide there's nowhere for me, I'll go into actual redundancy, so I will be given an end date, and then it'll be either I'll work the notice, or obviously it's summer holiday soon, so the notice period may just be paid, and then I'll get redundancy pay as well. So it's not like don't come in Monday, no money. So I'm okay for a couple of months, essentially. So it's not like it's the end of the world. Like I said, I've been thinking about it for a while, because where I am, I'm in a position by myself. The only people above me are the senior leads, so, you know, assistant head, deputy head, and head, and obviously chair of governance, are the only people really above me, and I'm not an educator. I don't have any qualifications in teaching. So there's not really anywhere I could go within the environment I'm in. So I'm kind of on the same wages, apart from little pay increases every year, just annual pay increases and cost of living and that sort of thing. So I haven't had anywhere I can go to. Pension's good with the council, so that was always a bonus. And the holidays were fantastic. I work some of the holidays because I deal with exams and all that sort of thing, so I've always come in the holidays. So I'm not quite as pro rata as some people. Instead of getting 75% of the annual wage split across 12, I'm on like 96%, so it's still a really good wage. So now, what's the next step? What do I do? I said I've been trying to look after myself. I can talk about that if anyone is interested. I have lost a couple of pounds and that sort of thing. When I started looking at weight loss, I was about 95 kilograms, just over 30% body fat, something like that anyway. I'm now down to about 92% and 26.8% body fat, so this is actually going quite well. I'm not losing a lot of weight for what I'm doing, but I am changing my body shape. So I've noticed clothes are fitting better, like trousers for instance. I was getting close to 36 inches, now I'm under 34 inches, so I've lost about 2 inches off my waist. Things are going good until I lost my job. What can I say? I have ill at the moment, got bad back, so it's just like it's everything all at once, and it's just no. Where do I go from here? Tell you what, I think I need to go for a walk. It's not dark outside, it's not raining, so should we go for a walk? Yeah, let's go. Sometimes I make good choices, sometimes bad choices. I thought, it's almost 8 o'clock at night. Well, it is now 8:05. I won't need sunglasses, and it's really, really bright out here, and I'm squinting. So isn't that attractive? Should have bought sunglasses. Oh, well. So, why even do a vlog? Why do YouTube? Why do all that at this age? I don't honestly know. Would I like to be rich and famous, make loads of money and do this for a job? Yeah, who wouldn't really, But I kind of enjoy the process. Not so much editing. I quite like doing thumbnails, things like that. I'm quite good at Photoshop sometimes. But I've learned quite a lot about, cameras and lighting and sound. So it's just been a good sort of learning curve for me. I've enjoyed the process, so that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, and for the gaming channel, I've explained on that, so I'll put a link to my channel there. I've actually explained why I started YouTube, and it's a family thing, something that it's kind of passed down in an odd way. But go and have a look at that anyway if you're more interested in that. But yeah, I kind of enjoy doing the vlogging thing. I thought, now I'm 50, maybe I've got some insights other people might want to hear. What is it like being 50? Does it change? Do I feel the same as I did when I was 30? Kind of, I guess. Sometimes more aches and pains, more worries about health. There's no see the people around you growing older, and my dad's suffering from MS and things like that, and it was similar to my age. He was diagnosed, so it does worry when you get those at lakes. It's like, it's the start of something. Am I getting ill? Is it going to happen? You get kind of that side of it as well. But for the immediate kind of today, how does it feel being told you're being redundant at this age? I'm not going to start a whole new career path, although I've done that a few times. Does it feel worse or, more normal than it did when I was 30? Because I've been made redundant before. I've worked for several companies that have folded over the years. Oddly, both of them were selling bathrooms and kitchens and tiles and stuff. Odd that. But yeah, so I've been through this before. I've been down this road. We've all lost jobs, whether it's from our own fault, somebody else's fault, something happens, the company goes bust, or they restructure and saving money like now. We've kind of all been there. I'll turn that way because the lighting's better. So it's kind of like, yeah, I've been here before. I'm not worried yet. I can survive a little bit on the wages that come, and I have no savings because who can save these days? Wages aren't up to that, are they? When you're living by yourself. I've got a partner, but we're both living separately at the moment. We've been together a few years, but we haven't managed to get a place together, so we're both having to spend rent and utility bills and everything else separately, so it's a lot of money. But if I manage to find a job soon and get the redundancy, that's money for a deposit to do something together. And so from that aspect, there's some positives. As I was saying before, I was kind of looking half-arsed at other jobs because I wanted something I could kind of grow into and get a future with, and get promotions and more money and all that kind of thing. So this is kind of the kick up the arse to do that because I don't have a choice. So from that kind of perspective, it's okay. And I'm not worried about money so much. Well, I'm always worried about money, but you know what I mean? I'm not overly, because I should be able to cope for the next couple of months. So I've got a holiday in the summer, so I'm not really looking to start something now till September. I can't really start because I'm away for like 3 weeks in the summer. So plus I haven't finished this job yet. So it'll be September before I have to worry about a job, and I should have enough money to last me then. So it's kind of like, yeah, I can... Well, I'm not going to relax because there's lots to do, but I'll keep up with my fitness and the YouTube and things like that. As I said, I've got a gaming channel. It's called Wasn't My Fault. It's just, wasn't my vlog. I've got a music reaction channel I started in December. Yeah, the end of December. Maybe that was a midlife crisis when I hit 50. I'm not sure. But anyway, I've got a music reaction channel, so I've been reacting to music that I don't usually listen to. Now the sun's come back out and it's making me squint, which is just awful. So yeah, so I've been listening to sort of rap and some foreign music like Russian and that sort of thing, which has been quite interesting, and country music. Country music was something that kind of started it, and then yeah, but that's cool. I've got just over 2,000 subscribers. Again, don't make any money. It's music reaction, so everything is copyright and you don't make any money. So it's like, I've got a Patreon, a couple of members, but nothing to kind of go, yeah, I can quit my job and do this full time. Can't do that. Doesn't happen. No. Right, I'm going to move. This just looks awful. Look this way. Someone needs to cut this stuff. It's a bit kind of overgrown, and look at it. It's like, it's all overgrown everywhere. My hair. I'm going to state that. See, that's the thing. I'm 50. I don't feel it. I kind of don't really look it because I got so much goddamn acne. Now, when I had acne when I was a teenager, they said, oh, you'll grow out of it. I'm 50, I'm still getting acne. Like, what the hell is wrong with that? Like, my hair's thinning. I got problems with my gums, and my teeth are, like, my teeth are really good. My gums and jawbone just, not enough flossing because I got such a bad gag reaction and had some bad kind of stuff happening when I've flossed and getting, dental floss stuck in my teeth and panicking over it. So it's just been like, ugh, very triggering. So, I've got all this kind of stuff, which I'll probably talk about health and stuff in another one. If people are interested in listening to that kind of stuff, just, let me know. And obviously I'm going to continue this anyway. I'll talk about that kind of thing and, the health side of being 50 and the worries, concerns, the aches and pains, and, when you get up in the morning, does everything hurt? When you go down the stairs, does it hurt? All the myths that people tell you, are they true? I'll cover that stuff for people that are nearing my age because it is a milestone, isn't it? But I'll mainly, for now, kind of continue with the, what are my next steps? What am I doing? How am I going to cope? I've already applied for about, 10 jobs. It's just like, I'm never unemployed for long when I am, because I will apply for anything. So when I got this job at the school, I'd never worked in a school before. I was doing some call centre work. It was after COVID. So I was working for COVID track and trace for a little bit. Yeah, I quit a good job to do a temporary job working track and trace because the money was good. And I did that for a while. Moved on to a call centre helping Ukrainians over during the start the Ukraine-Russia war. Still happening, still ridiculous. But so I was doing that. I wasn't taking many calls because I was a team lead and I helped set up the system. So I was just supporting agents that were speaking to Ukrainians, helping them come over and working out what we do with all the applications and how we track it. So I was doing that kind of thing. Anyway, that was kind of coming to an end a couple of years ago. So I had to look around for another job, as I'm doing now, and I saw this advert through a temp agency just for building a website for school. So I got an interview, did that, built the website. They invited me to help out in the school with some admin work, and they eventually made a job for me as a day manager. Good money. So yeah, they kind of created the job for me. I was the only applicant, only person interviewing, so I got the job. And now it's kind of fallen apart because, well, budgets and all that. And there's a different leadership team, there's a different head teacher, different chair of governors and all that. So it's all trying to change, and You know, they move in the direction of school in a different way, and they kind of don't need me. They can cover it all themselves, but we'll see. So anyway, that's how I kind of got here. I always apply for anything, even if I don't think I've got a chance. You just got to go for it. If you think you can do it, or you'd like to do it, and you have some skills you think you can take along to another job. So I've been working with, you know, IT my whole life. Since, you know, ZX81 and Spectrum when I was a kid, you know, kid of the 80s, we had all the crappy computers. But I've always worked with computers, and, you know, I used to make websites when all we had was HTML and HTML. HDMI is a bloody cable, isn't it, for TV? HTML, that's what I mean. So I used to code with that for making websites. Now it's so much easier. So, and I've got those skills I can take along to other companies. I'm good with Excel. I've been using Excel for years, Power BI and all that, and a lot of data stuff. So, and I've recently got some qualifications in AI. So, you know, the future's looking bright. Moral of the story, I guess, is not to panic. Yeah. Take on board the things you can do, not the things you can't. You can always do something. Now, every skill you have translates into something else. If you're good at talking, well, speak on the phone. If you've got empathy for other people and, you know, a desire for good customer service, you know, you go to hotels and restaurants, you expect this level of service. Well, why don't you control that? Why don't you, you know, start off waiting tables and working in the bar or working behind the desk at a hotel, work your way up to management so you can make a difference, get that customer service. You know, I've been there. It makes me an awful customer sometimes because I expect a level of service. You know, if I'm servicing somebody, that sounds dreadful, but if I'm a server, I'm a, you know, a call center agent or whatever else, there's a certain level of customer service I will expect myself to provide. So I expect others to. If they don't, then, you know, kind of bad things happen. I'm not like, I don't shout at people. I will ask them to do what I know it is they should be doing and they should do. And if they don't, then it goes, well, I'll speak to the manager, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm not a complete Karen. Sorry, I know, derogatory term. But yeah, it's whatever you like enjoy doing and can do to a certain level, you can always develop that. You know, what do you enjoy doing? What do I enjoy doing? I like working with computers. Do I like working with people? Not overly, but I like helping people. It's a weird thing. I like helping people and knowing that I've made a difference to somebody. I don't necessarily like interacting with people in a social manner most of the time. I'm a bit of an introvert, extrovert, I guess. And I'm on the internet telling people that. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. I'm good with computers and making things and, you know, analysing things and putting stuff together to try and help people see that. I'm not bad at kind of teaching people, I guess. That's probably the best way to describe it. So I'm quite good at showing people ways to do things in a way they can understand. I'm not the sort of person that will just go press A, B, C to get D. I will explain why you have to do that so that next time they do it, they'll go, what do I have to do? What are the steps? Why does this do that? So teaching somebody to drive, what does the clutch do? Why do you use a clutch? Not just you have to press the clutch. What is it for? And then when they're using it, they'll know. Same with an equation or something like that. If you can understand the reasoning behind why the equation is, you don't necessarily have to remember the equation, just the meaning and the theory behind it. If that makes sense. Possibly, possibly not. I'm just kind of, yeah. I'm going off on a tangent because today has been one of those odd ones, isn't it? I should probably finish here because I'm just going to meander otherwise. And it's not about that. But yeah, I'm doing okay. You know, I've got that support network around me. Not everyone does. So I'm going to be okay. I will come back frequently, probably too frequently, and people get fed up with me. But my plan is to kind of do this and document things and just get used to it. And if somebody walked past and I stopped, I should have carried on talking, but I was just like, oh, I can't, because I'm not used to this anymore. I've never really got used to speaking to a camera in front of other people. I can speak like on stage in front of people, but holding a camera, walking around talking is different. So I've got to get used to it. Anyway, I'm going to go home. Because I've got other stuff to do. And edit this and figure out what I'm going to title it and what thumbnails I'm going to do. All new. Anyway, till then, bye-bye.